Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex from Alex's Innovations. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make an avocado friendship bracelet. This bracelet is a pretty beginner bracelet, but I do recommend that you make the candy stripe bracelet first before making this one. I have a tutorial for the candy stripe bracelet up on my channel. I'll leave the link in the description. So let's get started with the avocado bracelet. The pattern on bracelet book is in the description. So I'm looking at my pattern and I see that I need 8 strings in total. I need 2 of the A string, which is sort of a beigeish white, so I chose this cream color. I need 2 of the B string, which is a dark green. I need 2 of the C string, which is a light green. And then I need 2 of the D string, which is this sort of brownish color. Since I need 2 of them, and I see that every string I need 2 of, what I actually did was I cut 1 string of each color, and then I'm just folding it in half. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be making a beginning loop. I recommend, if this is one of the first bracelets you've made, that you just start with a simple overhand knot, but if you've made bracelets before, then I recommend that you check out my tutorial on the beginning loop. For those of you who are beginners, I don't want to confuse you. So I'll just be speeding past this part. Now that you have your beginning loop, I'm going to show you how to do a shaped start for this bracelet. This shaped start is very basic, and if you want to learn how to do this with other bracelets, I have a video where you can do a shaped start with any pattern, and that link is also in the description. So here I have 2 strings of each color. Right now I'll tell you the colors that I'm going to be using, but if you want to know how I got those colors, I highly suggest that you check out my shaped start video. So first, take your white string and put it on the left, and then make a forward-backward knot over all of your strings. So first make a forward 4. Loop this over the whole bundle, and then make a backward 4. And then put this string on the side, so you won't be knotting over this one again. Next, take a dark green thread and repeat this. So first make a 4 over all of the remaining threads, and then make a backward 4. And put this to the side. These are called forward-backward knots, so you want to repeat these with a light green thread, then the brown thread, then the other brown thread, then the light green thread, and finally the dark green thread. So now you have your 8 strings and you are ready to go. First, all the way on the left, take the white thread and do 7 forward knots. To do a forward knot, you take the next thread in line and you make a 4 with the white thread, pull this white thread through, and then repeat this. And repeat this down the line, so repeat this for the next 6 threads. I have a video called Basic Knots where I go into much more detail about each of the types of knots, so if you want me to go through each of the knots slower, feel free to check out that video. I'll also leave it in the description. Alright, now, all the way on the left, we have this dark green thread. So with the dark green thread, we're going to do 4 double forward knots. And then a forward-backward knot over the other dark green thread. Then with the light green thread on the left, do 2 double forward knots. And then a forward-backward knot over the other light green thread. Then finally take the brown thread that's on the left, and then do a forward-backward knot over the other brown thread. Now take the light green thread that you were just knotting with, it should be the one that's closer to the left, and do 2 double backward knots. Double backward knots are just the same as double forward knot, but you just make a backward 4, and then you pull the thread through. Then with the dark green thread you were just knotting with, do 4 double backward knots. Alright, and then with the beige thread that is inside, not the one that you just knotted with, but the one that is inside, you're going to do double backward knots over the remaining threads. Now take the beige thread that is on the right and do 7 double backward knots. Alright, and then we are just like where we started on this side, but we're on the opposite side now. So now, instead of doing forward knots, we're going to do backward knots. So with the dark green thread that is on the right, do 4 double backward knots. And then a backward forward knot over the dark green thread. Then with the light green thread on the right, do 2 double backward knots. And then a backward forward knot over the other light green thread. Then with the brown that is all the way on the right, do a backward forward knot over the other brown. Alright, now with the light green thread that you just knotted with, do 2 double forward knots. Then with the dark green thread you just knotted over with, do 4 double forward knots. And then with the beige thread that is inside, so not the one that you just knotted with, do 6 forward knots. And then we are actually right back where we started. So right now the thread alignment looks exactly like how it does with the shaped start, which means that you can go back and start from the point of the video where I start after the shaped start, and you can repeat this pattern. I'll put that timestamp right here and you can go back and watch that. I'm just going to fast forward so I can show you how to end this bracelet. Alright, so I've made my bracelet about 5 inches. This is about as long as I'm going to make it, and so I want to make a shaped end here to match the shaped start I did here. I recommend that you make this shaped end after you've done one of the avocados, so not in the middle of the bracelet, but while there's one long slope. So you're going to take the 2 strings all the way in the left, and with the dark green one, do a double backward knot over the white one. And then group these 2 threads together. Then with the light green thread, do a double backward knot over these 2 threads together. And then group those 3 threads. So then now with the brown thread, you're going to knot over all 3 of these threads together. Then with the second thread, do another double backward knot. Then with the light green thread, do a double backward knot. Then with the dark green thread, do a double backward knot. And then finally, with the white thread, do a double backward knot. If you want to learn how to do this with other patterns, I highly recommend that you check out my other video, Shaped End for Bracelets, in which I show you how to make this for any pattern you have. So now you have your strings at the end, and you can either do 2 things. You can just create 1 tie here and then sort of loop it through your loop at the top, or you can do 2 ties. Most people do 2 ties, and so I'll be showing how to do 2 ties because that's what I personally do. So first, split your group of threads into 2, and then I'm going to braid this. You can do the twisted tie end, or you can just leave them as is. And then I'm just going to repeat this braid on the other side. Alright, and then once you're done with your braids, I'm just going to trim these ends. And then we are all done. So there you have it. This is one of the cutest and quickest bracelets that I've ever made, and I really hope that my tutorial helped you out. Comment down below if you have any other suggestions for tutorials. Bye! If you like this video and want to see more, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the bracelets coming. Make sure you hit the bell that says all so you're notified for each one of my new videos. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. By contributing just a little bit each month, you can gain exclusive benefits like early access to my videos and bracelets shipped regularly to your front door. My Patreon is Alex's Innovations. The link is in the card and also in the description down below. Just a shout out to all of my Patreons, but especially my top tier supporters, Nancy and Simon. Thank you so much for all your support. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram at Alex Innovations. I do polls and surveys there that I later feature in my videos, so by checking out my profile, you can help me make better videos. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.